Welcome to the overview of the Shamanic Astrology Script and Archetypes online course. I'm Kaylin Castell, and I'm helping Daniel Jamario putting together this course, something we've been imagining and dreaming about since 2004, and it's finally coming together, so it's very exciting. There are about 17 classes that we have prepared, and we imagine that the class time or the time spent doing exercises and reading and other kinds of integration practices over the 17 weeks of the course will involve about 85 to 105 hours, just depending. The opportunity to be able to go back and review when needed is one of the advantages to doing the course online. Of course, there are also advantages to doing it in person, but it is far more concentrated. We do this entire class in 5 days, or less than 5 days actually, when we do it in person. So this kind of gives more time to integrate and to go back and review when needed, and will be just, I think, a great way for people to really get involved with this material. So the first thing that we'll be looking at is what is shamanic astrology, and you'll be seeing some videos on the core principles of shamanic astrology, getting a basic understanding of why astrology is used. There will also be a great definition of a mystery school, what is a mystery school, and what is the shamanic astrology mystery school. So that's in the beginning class, and then you'll get a chance to get into the astro basics. And this is actually the part of the class that I've put together. There are 7 segments in this class, including learning about the astrological symbols, why the symbols are what they are, learning about the elements and modalities, the elements of fire, water, earth, and air, the modalities having to do with cardinal, fixed, immutable, or self-interest, culture bearer, householder, and in service to spirit. We have a little bit different name for them in shamanic astrology, and that is explained in depth in that particular segment. There's also a segment on the houses, what they are, and their meaning and how to work with them. There's also a segment on the planetary aspects and how they affect us, and then drawing a chart and how the chart is a map of the sky of where the planets were at the time you were born, in the location you were born in, and then how to draw up your own natal chart. There's also a segment on the aspect patterns and reading in ephemeris, and there's a little 6-minute video that gives you an even more in-depth overview of that particular class. Once you have those basics, and some people coming into the class may already have them, they may not need that part so much, but it might be really useful just to listen to them again, because I do talk about the signs as they relate to the elements and as they relate to the modalities, and I give some other information that you might find useful and helpful just to review, even if you already know it. Then we will start looking at the script, or the blueprint, or this chart, as a script, or as a way of looking at a person's intention. What is the intent, the life purpose a person has come in with? And there's aspects of the script that we go into. The lineage aspect, which is what you come in with, what you come into the life with, that's represented by the moon and the south node of the moon. The tools and equipment that you're working with in the current life, which relates to current life intent as well. The Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. We go into great depth on that. And then the current life purpose and intent, which are represented by the angles Jupiter and the North Node. And so we'll spend quite a bit of time looking at the script and getting familiar with what the script is about. And that then will be followed by a in-depth look at each of the archetypes. So the householder, culture bearer archetypes, the self-interest archetypes, and the in service to spirit archetypes. And once we have completed, but with looking at each of the archetypes, we'll be looking at how to work with the archetypes, making combinations, looking at how they interrelate with one another, what are the interactions between the archetypes, and putting together the features of the script with the archetypes to create a synthesis in reading a chart. So that then with questions and so on throughout the course, having opportunity to do some Q&A with Daniel or myself or both of us. And by the time you are complete with this, then you should be able to do a basic chart reading for yourself or somebody else. So if you are interested in this course, go to shamanicastrology.com to register, and we would love to have you join us. I think this will be something that you'll find very useful, helpful, and informative, and will expand whatever tools you already have. If you've already got some astrological tools, this will help expand them. And if you're new to this, it's a very simple, easy way to learn astrology. We have stripped out the complications of other forms of astrology and taken it down to its essence, where it is very potent and powerful and life-changing.